Hi, and thanks for joining us on 3 Minutes with the Author. I'm your host, Shail Rajan, and joining me today is novelist Laura Drake to talk to us about her latest release, For Roger. Laura, welcome to the show. Let's jump right in. What's one thing you'd like readers to know about you and your writing style?
I write nowadays women's fiction, and it's usually emotional and hard-hitting. I like to say I take you to dark places, but I'll never leave you there. They all have satisfying endings.
Okay, and what about your latest release, For Roger? Tell us a bit about that.
It also is hard-hitting women's fiction. I think that readers that like Jodi Picoult will like it. It's a look at both sides of the right to die.
No?
Um, it's a story of love, truth, and family that shines the light on the shadow between justice and mercy.
Oh, interesting. That sounds like a great read, something you can sink your teeth into.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
What other books have you written? I know you have had quite a long career, so I'd love to hear about them.
Yes, I have 15 books out so far. 11 are Western romance and small town romance, and 4 are women's fiction.
Great.
The Western romance is because I fell in love with rodeo. I'm a Michigander originally, and I knew nothing about rodeo, and I married a Texan, and my first rodeo, I fell in love, especially with bull riding.
Oh,
So I've got about 3 books that are set in the world of professional bull riding.
wow. Okay. Well, where can readers find your books online?
Amazon, any Barnes and Noble, any of the retail sites have them.
Okay. And what are you working on next?
Oddly enough, it's a women's fiction, but it's about the wife of a serial killer. I
Okay.
know. I went the thriller route. I don't know why. These
Uh-huh.
things just come to me.
And are you making her an empathetic character?
Very. She knew
Oh.
nothing about it. And it's not so much about him,
Mhm.
but about how she survives after he goes to prison for the rest of his life.
Oh, that sounds fascinating. That sounds like another great read. What's your favorite thing about being an author?
The writing process, I think I love getting an idea and it's perfect in my head and trying to get down on paper as great as it was in my head. Haven't done it yet, but it's a goal.
Oh, I'm sure you've accomplished quite a bit. And what's a great book that you've read recently?
Oh, I love Charles Martin.
Okay.
I've read almost all his books. I read most recently Where the River Ends. It's so funny. He is a guy and he writes about men, but it's women's fiction.
Oh,
He also takes you to dark places, but it always has a satisfying ending. And he does love and devotion and loyalty like no other author.
oh, I love that. What's one of his books that you'd recommend?
Where the River Ends is the
Okay.
most recent one. My
Okay.
favorite is Where Crickets Cry, which is a
Okay.
really odd title, but it's a great book.
Okay. Great. Well, that is actually it for us. A huge thank you to my guest, Laura Drake, whose latest release, For Roger, is now available. I'm your host, Shail Rajan. Thanks for joining us on 3 Minutes with the Author. Stay tuned for information on where to find books by my guest, see who will be joining us next, and watch all the latest episodes. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.